Hello and good morning. You're watching a CEO interview brought to you by Core Finance. I'm Charlie Gibson. Now, as you know, when we interview chief executives, sometimes the clue is in their name, is in the name of the company. And if something was called Great Western, then you'd know that it was large and that it was west of Greenwich, or in this case, Belgravia. And if this was a domestic programme and I was a generalist, we'd be talking probably about Great Western Railways, but it isn't. This is an international programme and I like mining. So in this particular instance, instead, we're talking about Great Western mining. And I'm delighted to invite to the studio David Fraser, the Chief Executive of Great Western Mining. David, very good morning. Thank you very much indeed for joining us.
Good morning. Pleasure to be here.
Thank you very much. So tell us, Great Western Mining. What is it? Where is it? What does it do? Who does it do it with?
Well, the first point to make is that we're in Nevada, in Mineral County, Nevada. So at a time when we're hearing a lot of stories about resource nationalism, we're probably in the premier mining jurisdiction in the world. We own 100% of our claims there, and we're a copper and gold play.
So you're looking for copper and gold in Nevada. As indeed, tell us a little bit about the sort of mineralogy in there, about the postcode you're actually in. We think of Nevada, I think most people probably might think about silver when they think of Nevada.
Well, that's right. Yeah, as you say, we've got a very good address. We're in the Walker Lane Trend. We're surrounded by some really famous mining names, such as the Comstock. So the Comstock lode is what brought all the 49ers across the border into Nevada, and what gave Nevada its name as the Silver State. Just to the north of us is the Anaconda Copper Mine in the Yerington Copper District, and Yerington is also the host of Nevada Copper's Pumpkin Hollow project, which, when that goes on stream at the end of this year, I think will be the first new copper mine in the US for 10 years. And we're also right on the edge of the Candelaria Silver District, and Candelaria, one of the biggest producing silver mines in history, and still a producing mine to this day.
But your targets are copper and gold.
Correct.
And tell us about your claims and your projects.
Well, we have 83.5 square kilometres of claims, mainly non-contiguous, and we have within our claim area 8 priority targets, 4 of which are copper and 4 of which are gold and copper plays. And the most advanced of our projects are copper related. Last year we drilled on 3 of our copper projects. The most advanced is the M2 copper project. Now here we've drilled 42 holes for 6,900 metres, and we currently have an indicated and inferred resource of 4.3 million tonnes of 0.45% copper, but it's a sort of widespread shallow resource at the moment, a 790 metre strike, which is open at both ends, to the northeast and to the southwest, and also down the dip. So we think we've covered 20% of the ground at the moment, and the total target area is about 2.5 square kilometres, and we think that has the potential to host a deposit, if we're pessimistic, sort of 15-20 million tonnes, but the upper end is 200 million plus tonnes. And put that into perspective, the Anaconda mine produced 165 million tonnes of 0.6% copper between 1952 and 1978, so a big potential target for us.
So is that your flagship project?
It's our most advanced project, but we're actually running 2 targets simultaneously. They're on different claim areas. One is on Bureau of Land Management land, one is on US Forestry Service land, so there tends to be a difference in time and getting the permits to make disturbance on the land, so we try and run them concurrently. So our second target is the M4 project, and at M4 there's widespread copper mineralisation at outcrop. You can see it very clearly. Last year we drilled 3 holes to see what was underneath this, and we had really good results. We intercepted one large 43-metre copper breccia vein in one of the holes, and the 2 other holes encountered anomalous gold pretty much at surface. And what we think this is sort of offshoot structures in the sort of roof of a buried sulfide ore body below. We found some chalcopyrite at the bottom of the breccia hole, and there's also a very large IP anomaly at M4. So this year we're planning to drill a further 6 holes, 4 of which will be just to test the extent of the breccia vein, and 2 which will be deep holes to test the IP anomaly. We're also planning 2 deep holes at M2 because there's another IP anomaly which we're targeting there, which we think is, again, the source of the mineralisation. So we have 2 major projects which we're progressing at the moment.
And you think that, you know, if you were to try and explain all of these results you've got, you think it might be explained by an IOCG, an iron oxide copper gold sort of?
Well, the independent geologists which we've employed in the past have classified M2 as an IOCG because there's, getting a bit technical now, but there's still copper oxides at the bottom of the hole, but we did encounter chalcopyrite at the bottom of M4. So even though these, and then we also have a third target across about 5 kilometres across the valley, the M1 project, where we drilled the hole last year, and again we had a very good result. We had 3 intercepts of greater than 10 metres of copper, the best of which was 27.4 metres of 0.35% copper. So I think we think this is some sort of district type of system where you could have a M4 being the sort of key, which is the porphyry, and you know, quite often you can get these sort of IOCG sort of signatures within a porphyry sort of system. And so this is really some sort of, we'd like to say, a district type of system in this great address in the Walker Lane trend. And as you mentioned before, we've got a good postcode, and what I always say is that we're in an up-and-coming postcode, and we think we've got all the best property in that postcode.
So, and this is what you're going to drill it up for. You're looking for something of district scale size, if you like, and that's how you're going to organise your drilling going forward.
I think so. I think the essence of, if you like, the Great Western Mining proposition is that we've discovered widespread copper mineralisation at M2, at M4 and at M1. We've demonstrated the prospectivity of that mineralisation with at least discovery level drilling on all 3 and a small JORC resource on our most advanced project. So now we're at the stage of demonstrating the potential commerciality of the area with follow-up drilling on M2 and M4, targeting these deep IP anomalies which we think could be quite significant. So as I say, each of these targets are quite exciting by themselves, but together they form what looks like a very interesting district opportunity, which we think would be of interest to a future mine and joint venture partner.
So that's the strategy, is it? Drill it up, large resource, sell it on, or allow someone to farm in?
Yeah, I think we've always been quite open about our strategy here. We think this is far too big a project for a junior mining company. In the long run, you will be talking of capex in the billions of dollars, not hundreds of millions of dollars. So from our perspective, our strategy is to prove up the resource as much as we can, get as far up the value curve as we can for our shareholders, and then look for a suitable farming partner who can do that heavy lifting to bring us to that level where we come to a producing mine.
Okay, one final question I must ask you. What about the funding?
Well, at the moment, we're funded for this year's exploration activities. We have enough money in the bank to achieve our objectives. But you know, we're a non-income producing company, so at some point we will look to at a suitable point look to shareholders to sort of help fund us to the next level. So
you'll be back with your results, and you'll be coming back to the market saying, look, these are the results we've got.
This is what we've got. So
this is what we want you to fund.
Yes, exactly.
Excellent. David, thank you very much indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, that was David Fraser, the Chief Executive there in the hot seat today for Great Western Mining. I'm Charlie Gibson, talking to you for Core Finance, bringing you a Chief Executive interview, and we'll be looking to bring you more such opportunities over the course of the next few days and weeks. But until then, you have a very capital day.